Hello, Poppy Playtime fans! Today we'll dive into the new trailer and uncover all the details of what awaits us in the upcoming chapter. We'll learn about the new crazy characters and, most importantly, find out who will be the main monster. Let's get started! Poppy's voice at the beginning of the trailer sounds muffled and distant, as if she's not with us. I believe that the person descending in the elevator isn't the player, because we hear the same screams from Kissy when Poppy was with us, and our elevator was going up while this one goes down. Additionally, there's a noticeable difference in the size of the two elevators. I assume this person is Harley Sawyer. Upon arrival, Yarnaby senses something and kills Poe, who is a raven. Much like a cat would bring its prey to its master, Yarnaby seems to want to bring it to the only person he's attached to, Harley Sawyer, as shown in the ARG. At the end of the trailer, Yarnaby doesn't attack the main character. He simply stands behind them, waiting to be noticed, even playing a little music. According to the ARG documents, Yarnaby would attack anyone except Harley Sawyer. He opens his mouth at the end as if he's smiling. The first thing we notice is a person descending in the elevator, likely the same one we used at the end of Chapter 3. Later, we see a pipe carrying red smoke, which we also had to transfer in Chapter 3. After descending, we see stacked crates, one of which displays the familiar marking, the three squares in red, blue, and yellow. Honestly, I'm still puzzled over what these might mean, as they appear on almost everything related to Chapter 4. Then we see our main character hurrying somewhere, leading to a wall with some writing. It seems like we'll deal with multiple areas connected to caves. We also notice a hand scanner and watch the character move towards it. Immediately after, we see a cave with stalactites and another pipe with red smoke. Suddenly, a shadow rushes in front of us. In the next scene, we again see the red smoke pipe and a mountain of toys. Then once again, we see those recognizable three squares and a mountain of toys scattered across the floor. Someone swiftly runs down this pile, but our main character only catches a brief glimpse out of the corner of their eye. Driven by curiosity, they decide to investigate, trying to figure out who it could have been. After a thorough search, though, they find no one, leaving the identity of this mysterious figure unknown. As we continue, the next scene reveals a long, dark corridor filled with countless pipes that emit thick red smoke, creating an eerie atmosphere. Alongside these pipes, we also notice numerous cages that might have been used to hold and contain the monstrous creatures within the factory's dark confines. Now, as for Yarnaby, his role at the factory seems to be that of a guard or even a warden of sorts. This idea is hinted at in the factory's notebook, which mentions that certain experiments would occasionally break free or try to escape. Yarnaby's job, therefore, could involve keeping these rebellious experiments in check, preventing them from causing havoc within the factory. For those unfamiliar, Chapter 4's ARG has already provided us with extensive backstory about Yarnaby and the peculiar series of events that led to his transformation. Initially, Yarnaby was a young child named Quinn Navidson who exhibited a strange fascination with modifying his toys in unusual ways. From a very early age, he would remove the heads of various dolls and action figures, often switching them around in what he saw as an effort to beautify them, creating his own bizarre, mismatched creatures. These creations were a reflection of his unique mind and odd sense of beauty, setting him apart from others even as a child. After his mysterious transformation into Yarnaby, Harley Sawyer, the calculated mastermind behind the sinister Bigger Bodies initiative, made sure to isolate Yarnaby entirely from the outside world. This forced separation kept Yarnaby cut off from any relationships, leaving Harley as the only person he could rely on. In time, Yarnaby developed an intense, almost dependent attachment to Harley Sawyer, who from the beginning intended to manipulate Yarnaby's loyalty for his own goals. Sawyer saw this isolated bond as the perfect means to control and influence Yarnaby, making him an instrumental part of his broader schemes. Yet, as anticipated by subtle hints along the way, Harley Sawyer was eventually removed from the picture, an event that had been foreshadowed repeatedly, creating suspense about his fate. With Sawyer's sudden disappearance, Yarnaby was left to grapple with a profound sense of loneliness, feeling completely cut off, isolated, and abandoned. This overwhelming isolation pushed Yarnaby to the edge, filling him with an intense sense of indifference to the world around him. The emptiness he experienced deepened his eerie and unsettling presence, adding layers of complexity to his already disturbed persona and setting the stage for future developments. The red smoke flowing through the intricate network of pipes appears to serve a specific purpose, likely aimed at calming the increasingly unruly experiments housed within the containment chambers or something similarly strategic. This smoke might act as a sedative, keeping the experiments from becoming too agitated or attempting to break free, ensuring a controlled environment and reducing the chance of chaos. It's probable that this red smoke plays an essential role in maintaining order in such a volatile setting, creating an eerie but calculated means of control. I also have a detailed theory regarding the villains who may be central to Chapter 4. It's highly plausible that Yarnaby will emerge as the main villain, taking center stage with a chilling intensity. Much like Catnap did in Chapter 3, Yarnaby would be a relentless presence, stalking and pursuing us across multiple locations, generating a constant sense of dread. His pursuit would serve as an overarching threat, casting an ominous shadow over the chapter and keeping players on high alert. Supporting Yarnaby in his antagonistic role, the smiling critters will likely fulfill a secondary but dangerous purpose similar to that of the characters in the Playhouse from Chapter 3. They'll likely try to attack or devour us in unpredictable encounters, creating a high-stakes environment. However, if these critters fail in their attempts, the prototype could step in and dispose of them, much as Mommy Longlegs did with Bunzo and the Mini-Huggies in Chapter 2. This suggests a hierarchy in the villainous ranks, with Yarnaby at the top but multiple threats working beneath him, keeping the tension and unpredictability high. If Pianosaurus makes his entrance in Chapter 4, he would likely appear as another antagonist, albeit not the primary one. His role could resemble that of Ms. Delight, adding a unique layer of threat while not overshadowing Yarnaby's more dominant villain presence. This dynamic could introduce a range of challenges and additional enemies working somewhat independently of the main villain, contributing to a suspenseful and richly layered narrative. The interplay between Yarnaby's central role and these other antagonistic forces would amplify the complexity of the story, weaving a tapestry of danger and unpredictability at every turn. And now let's dive into the fascinating world of the smiling creatures. It seems that in the upcoming episode, we can expect a whole new set of these eerie beings that are quite different from the ones we've seen before. Most likely, they will serve as screamers, designed to terrify the main character throughout the game, creating a chilling atmosphere. Additionally, each creature has its own unique features and characteristics, which we will explore in detail together right now. Their models look truly amazing, as if a lot of effort was put into them. I wonder what other secrets are hidden behind all this. I think that each of these characters will be somehow interconnected with the plot, but we will find out more about this later when the game is released or when more news about it comes out. Leave a comment below if you're as excited as we are for the release of Episode 4 of Poppy Playtime. We're all on the edge of our seats, wondering what kinds of thrilling mysteries and hidden lore will finally be revealed. What secrets do you think we'll uncover as the story unfolds? Could there be more twists, unexpected characters, or new villains waiting in the shadows? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all the latest content and theories. And if you're just as curious as we are, hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments. Let us know your wildest predictions, favorite theories, and everything you're hoping to see in the next episode. We can't wait to hear what everyone thinks.